Get Bosley 2 Elmas here, have for you guys today a team building video for this week's EXPNU match against Durka time. Now unfortunately I was not able to do one for my match against Meta just because of certain things that I'd rather not get into, but we were able to beat Meta, just barely beat Meta last week. Honestly, that match was a lot closer than it should have been. It was due to my own stupidity, but as of right now the Black City Superior score is 4 wins, 1 tie, and 1 loss if I'm not mistaken. So it could possibly go to 4-1-2 here because Durka, I think Durka is somebody I kind of underestimated. But once I really look at his team, like look at his team. Oh my, it's so scary. He has Seismitoad, Mandibuzz, Quillfish, Slowbro, Licky, Clefable. 6 extremely Pokemons. Then he has Chandelure. Modest Spec Chandelure, do you know how scary that is? Oh my god, that is terrifying. He has Ditto to stop anything that I want to bring that sets up. He has Lucario, that's a huge threat as well as Chandelure. And then he has Tornadus, which is a giant threat in its own right. So yeah, when I really looked at Durka's team, it is scary. The main thing that's terrifying is Clefable, because unaware Clefable could actually just 6-0 any combination of Mons that I decide to bring. So I really have to find some way to not allow that to happen, because it is scary. My original game plan for my match against Durka was to bring Specs Rotom and Specs Noivern, because so long as nothing boosts up on his team gets 2 KO by Specs Noivern Hurricane and by Rotom's Specs Thunderbolt, which is why I wanted to bring the combination of Noivern and Rotom. Ultimately though, I ended up keeping Rotom. This is the final Rotom set. The reason why I'm running Timid as opposed to Modest is if he decides to run Timid Chandelure, which honestly, if he does run Timid Chandelure at that point, it's really not that scary to my team at all, to be perfectly honest. But I would still rather have a Mon to outspeed it. I was very close to running Modest Scarf, but with me being Timid Specs, it still allows me to potentially beat a +2 special defense Mega Slowbro if it's specially defensive as well, so I really have to watch out for that. This also helps me beat his Mandibuzz and his Clefable. I can trick Clefable, I can trick Licky if need be. I don't allow Lucario to set up on me. Chandelure is outsped and takes a huge hit from Thunderbolt or Volt Switch. Tornadus does outspeed, but it shouldn't be that big of an issue, I think, to deal with, because I have Thundurus and I have Cresselia. So yeah, ultimately, Rotom was really the only one Mon that kind of ended up sticking up from the original core. Then obviously I needed to bring Fortress because it is my way of removing hazards. Now one thing I did notice from Durka's team is that he does not like Toxic Spikes. Now even though yes, he does have a Quillfish, I don't know if he will end up bringing it. If he does bring Quillfish, but because I mean, look, like my entire team beats Quillfish. Yeah, Cresselia, Thundurus, Krookodile, Rotom, all but my Altaria beat Quillfish one-on-one. Even though yes, I do have Earthquake, it still does a good amount of damage to Quillfish. I'm just physically defensive, so I can take a hit from Lucario and Earthquake it, because I really didn't think that careful Max Def would be needed, because normally Clefable will run Flamethrower anyways, so I really wasn't too concerned about that. Now, the reason why I have T-Spikes over regular Spikes is because of Slowbro, really, and Clefable. If he has Unaware Clefable, then I can Toxicate with the T-Spikes. If he has Magic Guard, actually Magic Guard Clefable is a lot easier for my team to beat than Unaware. But with a combination of T-Spikes, if he doesn't have Heal Bell on this, he'll have Heal Bell on Licky potentially. Clefable, depending on what kind of set he is, will determine on how I will be able to beat him. So Clefable was really the biggest threat that I had to watch out for, alongside Chandelure and Lucario, I suppose. Because originally this was Noivern, but I ultimately changed it to a Krookodile, because with Krookodile, I can Pursuit Trap the Chandelure, and with Krookodile, I can check Lucario because of Intimidate and the fact that I outspeed it and Earthquake it. Not to mention that I can knock off leftovers on Clefable to make it easier for me to beat. Same for Licky, Quillfish, Earthquake, knock off, knockoff Choice Scarf, Intimidate, Cinchino. So yeah, ultimately I thought that Krookodile was just a much better fit overall than Noivern. But I did want to have another powerful special attacker, so originally this was Mixed Thunderous, but ultimately I decided to go with Modest Nasty Plot just for the sole fact that with this set, I literally 2-hit KO every single one of his Pokemon. Yeah, even Seismitoad. Like, Seismitoad takes like 99% if it's specially defense, if I'm not mistaken. Slowbro gets destroyed. Clefable, Sludge Wave. I did originally have Iron Tail, but Sludge Wave still does the work. Licky, well, I don't know. See, like, I'm really confident in the fact that he's not going to be bringing Licky, so I didn't really prepare for it. I mean, I did originally have Superpower on Krookodile, but Blunder advised me to change it to Iron Tail just so I can beat Clefable a little bit easier, which does kind of make sense because I do have Altaria that just beats his Licky one-on-one. Yeah, with this EV, honestly, these were just 4 random EVs I didn't really know where to put, so I just kind of put them in a fence because everything at this point just maxes out here. This is why level 50. I don't like level 50, man. It's just a nuisance. But yeah, I did have Earthquake. This was originally specially defensive, just because it was really my only switch into Chandelure except for Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball still 2 KOs, max special defense, max HP, Mega Altaria, which should go to tell you just how powerful Chandelure is. But I do have Pursuit on Krookodile, so Chandelure shouldn't be that big of an issue if I'm not mistaken. But Blunder said that we should probably just go Adamant Max Attack because Adamant Max Attack Altaria actually does have a chance to 2-hit KO max defense, max HP Clefable, which is really great. Not to mention that with me being more of an offensive variant, I can deal more damage to him than I would be if I was just bulky trying to set up alongside him, which could actually really come to help me out later. But yeah, we've already gone through Fortress. Next off, we have Cresselia. Now, Cresselia originally did have leftovers and Toxic and enough speed to outspeed minimal speed EV Mandibuzz, but ultimately thinking about it, that really doesn't benefit me any, because Mandibuzz can still knock me off, it can still Toxic me after I Toxic it, then he probably has Heal Ball and Clefable, so that's completely useless. The reason why I have Light Screen is for the sole fact that if you look at his team, that was Hearthstone. That's my team. Special. Lucario shouldn't even be a problem. If he brings Dodrio, actually, I mean, Fortress should be able to take on Dodrio, but I highly doubt he would bring Dodrio. This speed, after a Dragon Dance, this allows me to outspeed Chandelure. And honestly, the biggest combination for him to bring against me would be Clefable, Chandelure, Slowbro, Mandibuzz, Lucario, and Tornadus. These combination of 6 mons, yeah, 3 and 3, which could overwhelm me and potentially beat me. Tornadus is still an issue, but as long as I have Cresselia, it shouldn't be a problem because not even Modest Life Orb can 3 KO Cresselia. So I'm not worried about that. Lunar Dance also really comes in handy if I want to revive Thundurus or Krookodile or Rotom. So that's why I wanted to have that. Plus, I don't really need Calm Mind. Ditto could be a problem, but honestly, anything over the 6 mons that I said would be better. Like if he has Ditto over Lucario, that's so much better for me than him having Lucario over Ditto. So yeah, it's just, if he does bring Ditto, it really isn't a problem. It actually just relieves one giant massive stress off of some or one of my Pokemon, basically. But yeah, that's just a quick run through of the team, just because I'm having this match the week before, because the week of this week of EXPNU I'll be in Florida, so I didn't have time to do it. But yeah, that's just a quick recap, run through of the team. Hopefully we can go and beat the what's his team? Anistar Azurills, and we can be, if I'm not mistaken, 5-1-1 and not 4-1-2. But yeah, guys, with that being said, I will see you all soon with this match potentially. So yeah, let everybody. Thank you all for watching.